Hello, it's me, Nancy. Today, like my flowers? See, I really thought I needed some color today, so this is the color. Now, what I was going to tell you about. I have these soaps that I made. These were the ones I made a long time ago out of Dead Sea salt, or Dead Sea water and salt, and a regular grandma's old-fashioned sort of stuff. So I was reading about foot care, and it said salt scrub. So I have this hot water here, or warm water, and I put the bar in there. It's gotten kind of creamy. This is before I figured out that castor oil will give you good bubbles, so I didn't have castor oil in it. Okay, so I've soaked up this water, and let's see how it is. Other than too small for my feet. Let's see how this works. Of course, this could be kind of a long video if I'm going to soak my feet. It's too tiny for my big feet. So while they're soaking, if they're still on the ground, I'm kind of leaning there. How is that? I'm not sure if they're in their bowl all the way or not. There, I guess I have to sit up. This is too floppy, you know. It's way too... Well, I got some new fragrances yesterday, and I'm so excited about them. See over there? I can't let you smell them, but it would be really nice if you could. They're very strong because you know how fragrances are in a bottle compared to in the soap. But I just love the smell of Christmas, and that's balsam fir. So I got this little tiny bottle, but this costs a fortune. It's like a little tiny bottle was $10. And meanwhile, I don't know what the big huge bottle would have been, but you know, if you take like those little tiny bottles you get at the drugstore are like $10 or $15, which is about $1 a milliliter. And I got this great big bottle of lavender, and it's 1,000 milliliters, and it's just like, I don't know, less than $100. I don't remember exactly, maybe $60. So it certainly wasn't the price that you'd pay for those little tiny bottles. You know, before I was making soap, I would have liked to know that. My daughter uses it. She puts it in, she puts a little candle underneath, and she has this little holder that has the drop of oil. You put a drop of oil in there, and then you light the candle. It makes the whole house smell good. Oh, you know what she said yesterday? She has this little bottle of thyme essential oil. She says that whenever she feels homesick, she puts a drop of that in and heats that throughout the house. Isn't that neat? And I smelled it, and I thought, well, why thyme? Why would thyme remind you of home? But I smelled it, and it's like outside. When you walk anywhere outside, I've got thyme growing all over the pathways. I took all the grass out, right? And, of course, it's not perfect. There's a lot of grass that's still in there amongst the thyme. But it does smell like thyme when you walk on it. Isn't that neat? What a nice, what's the word? Heritage? No, legacy. Is that all she has to do to remember home is smell thyme essential oil. Isn't that neat? Made me feel really good. I've done something really nice here to create all that thyme. There wasn't any here when I got here. But I had all these, I went to somebody's house and they had beautiful little circles of gardens and different sizes and shapes with bushes and trees in them. And then all the pathways were thyme. They were very low creeping thyme, but that you have to buy. But there's an area that has a lot of thyme growing wild around here. So I went and I dug some up and moved it to my house. And now I've got all this thyme. Isn't that neat? It's everywhere. I can transplant it everywhere. I'm transplanting it to put on paths going up to the teepee across, you know, going to that teepee over there. See how my flowers, see how they're blooming? Well, not all of them are blooming. I really haven't been taking care of my flowers. See that red tomato hanging there? Isn't that amazing? I'm having a red tomato growing from a plant. Most of those have beautiful red geraniums on them, but some of them need to be picked off. As long as you pick off the dead ones, they'll keep blooming. So these have been blooming since May or something. As long as I take care of them and don't let them dry up too much. I get pretty bad with my flowers sometimes, but I have to preserve these or else I have to spend $50 in the spring to put more flowers in my window boxes. Did I tell you I have window boxes outside? They're under every window. Yeah, look at my playlist under perennials or something. Or maybe window boxes. Anyway, I've got them all around the house and I just love them under every window. So then I bring them in, so hopefully I can keep them. Somebody said you can just put them in a cool room and water them occasionally, but they die. And I don't know. I've heard, about hanging them upside down. They die. They get lifeless and I don't. They don't come back to life later. I don't think. I have to Google that, I guess, if I really want to know. Well, today I have a lot of things I need to do. I have this batch of Nantucket briar, which smells so good. It makes the most beautiful big puffy bubbles. But something had gone wrong with the batch, and so I had heated it up and melted it, and then put it back in my tube, and it became this chunky mess. And it's still wonderful soap, and it smells good, but it looks horrible. I thought of maybe renaming it. Maybe I should rename it Chunks of Bubbles or Nantucket Chunks. I don't know. Anyway, sometimes the name is really good. People really like certain things because of the name. They think, oh, wow, what an awesome name. I'm going to buy that. Same soap with a different name. Oh, well, that works. Anyway, so that's one thing I need to do is grind up that stuff. And I went outside and I found I have a meat grinder. I got it at the dump, a reuse center. It's where you put a big chunk of meat. There's a deli thing where you go back and forth and it slices it. So I thought I would use that for slicing my soap because I'm really not into grating, especially a whole 5 pounds of it. But I think that's how I have to do it, is grate it up and melt it. I'm really not sure about this because the last time it didn't turn out very good. I don't really want to turn it bad again. So I have to do that, and I have to give you a video of those essential oils. Can you see them over there? And I took some of these logs out of the tubes. Did you see when I used wax at the bottom of the tubes? I melted wax and I put some in yogurt containers, and then I put my empty tube in, and some of them melted the tubes, and so they're all crooked at the bottom, which isn't very good for pushing the soap out later. But anyway, so it made a perfect plug. I didn't have to use duct tape. And so those are out, you see. There's one there on the table. If I do it like this, you can't see it. So I'll do it like that. There's a whole bunch of them there now. And there's one that won't come out of the tube. Where is my tube? I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. I would get up and go and show you, but I'm very busy soaking my feet. Some people would say go soak your head, but I'm trying to soak my feet. So with this wax stuff, I have to get when I put the wax in, somehow it got on the tubes as well. I'm not sure if putting the hot soap in them melted the wax and made it come up the sides. I doubt it. But I didn't think I poured it in. I thought I just had it in the bottom and then set my tubes in there. So it should be just at the bottom. But it's not. It's kind of on the soap. So now I'm not sure how I'm going to get that off. I could melt it off, I guess. I don't want to get a big melty mess all over. I'm not sure what kind of container to use and all that. Those details elude me at the moment. Also, I have to tell you about this one. I did 4 batches of soap the other day, and then I put them in my tubes and I wrapped them up in towels. But then in the middle of the night it got cold down here. I let the fire go out. So now they all have spots all over them. So I guess that's called separating out. And so that's why maybe I have to grind them up too and rebatch them. Also, I used some purple color. I was just going to put a little purple color just to make it kind of pretty. But it turned out to look kind of gray. It smells good, but it's not very pretty. I'm going to have to deal with them. Okay, well this video is about my feet, so let's just check it out. I guess you probably don't really want to see my feet. But they're just feet. Nothing seems to get those corners clean. You know, those corners of my toenails are always dirty no matter what I do. Oh, look at this. Look at how it's soaked on the... I'll have to do another one.